On June 12, 2016, the world was shaken by a horrific massacre that claimed the lives of 49 people at the queer nightclub Pulse in Orlando, Florida. The attack occurred on the popular Latin night, and the majority of the fatalities were Latinx. 1 year later, and the LGBTQ community is still reeling from this hateful act. Unfortunately, the violence against the LGBTQ community continues. A more sustained and systemic legacy of violence persists against the queer Latinx community in the United States. The community is facing the brunt of hate violence, racism, anti-LGBTQ discrimination, and President Trump's mass deportation agenda. While being a member of the LGBTQ or Latinx community can pose tremendous risks on its own, it can be even more dangerous to live at the intersection of multiple marginalized identities.
Those at greatest risk of violence include transgender people, people of color, gay men, and LGBTQ unauthorized immigrants. In 2016, 4.1% of the US population identified as LGBTQ. Only 3% of those are unauthorized immigrants. However, they account for 17% of survivors of hate violence who are LGBTQ. Because of the high risk of detention that LGBTQ unauthorized immigrants face, they're less likely to report to police if they're victims of hate violence, domestic violence, or sexual assault. And for good reason. LGBTQ victims of domestic violence are at high risk of being mistakenly arrested. Oftentimes, these LGBTQ unauthorized immigrants are fleeing persecution in their home countries. If apprehended for deportation, they can face extreme inhumane treatment in detention, including sexual assault, physical and verbal abuse, and withholding of key medications, such as HIV medication or, for transgender people, hormone therapy. Additionally, transgender women are often detained with men, and transgender men are often detained with women. Not only is this psychologically harmful, it also increases the risk of violence. Detention also makes LGBTQ immigrants less likely to win asylum. Immigrants with attorneys are twice as likely to win asylum as those without, but being in detention makes it harder to find a lawyer. Even with a lawyer, LGBTQ immigrants who are in detention are 10% less likely to win asylum than their non-detained counterparts.
The unrelenting assault against the queer Latinx community must be stopped. If you agree, add your voice to our petition asking for all LGBTQ people in detention to be released. While no one should be detained for trying to create a better life for themselves, queer Latinx people are especially vulnerable. We need to urge our government to do better. Thanks for watching.